Hello everybody, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the Real Tarot 1123. I am going to be doing a reading for another missing case that one of my viewers had sent a request for. This is a young boy, I think he's about 3 years old. He was 3 years old when he literally just poof vanished, and they haven't been able to resolve the case. That's what she says. It's been since I don't know how many years, probably over 10 years, I should think. So let's take a look, and this was from somewhere in Australia. I probably should have made a note of the person's name. Yeah, I'm so terrible, right? I'm so sorry, no disrespect to you guys. It's just that I just like, oh, okay, fine, and I should probably make a note of the people's names, particularly if they post their names on the comment section, right? Then I don't have to worry about their privacy type of thing, because anybody can find it. So I do apologize for not jotting down your name, and I'm not going to go around and rummage through the comments right now, but thank you for this suggestion. And let's get on with this reading and see what we got for this child, William Tyrell. Let's see. Let's get some energy cards. This is for you, William Tyrell. Child, a small child. I don't think he's beyond the age of. It's a far stretch to say he is beyond the age of 5, maybe 3 years, 3.5. All right. The Emperor. Empress. Ooh. The Star card, the Moon card, and the Force. Wow, it is so rare to get, like, in the major arcana or whatever, right? I mean, regardless whether I do a full deck or just use the major arcana, to get both these guys pop up at the same time, the Emperor and the Empress. So that's a very, very strong, like, energy over there, because it is Aries, right? The Emperor, very strong, very action oriented, taking charge, that kind of a thing. And then you have the Empress, the mother, the caring, ruled by Venus. It's all about the luxury, the abundance, the beautiful stuff, keeping everything nice and looking good at home, that sort of a thing. The emotional one, and the Emperor is the one who takes action, right? And then you have the Star card, which is an Aquarius card. It's all about being very hopeful, being inspirational to others, and also being open to inspiration from others. And then you have the Moon card, and the Moon card is all about, beware of deceptions, and the Moon, think about it, things hidden, you can't see everything clearly in the moonlight, that sort of thing, darks, grays and shadows and that sort of stuff. And then you have the 11 is a Justice card in the traditional tarot. Wait, oh my God, you guys, hang on. I forgot to charge my. Oh, there we go. Did it come up? Okay. I had my my computer plugged in, but I hadn't turned it on for the charging or switched it on. So in the traditional tarot, 11 is the Justice card, but in this tarot, I would say it's the Strength card, okay? It's a Leo card, and it's all about using your head, not your heart, having the courage, the fortitude, holding your power, standing strong, standing your ground. But it's so weird to have the Emperor and the Empress over here. Two very, 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 very strong energies. Let's take a look. Very strong energies. Very strong energies. There's something off over here. There's something off over here. There's something completely off here. No. Hang on guys, 7, wait, 20, 24, 34, 42, 52, 53, 8. So that's a completion of a cycle. Wow, okay. Birds, y'all, birds. A particular kind of bird that is natural to that neck of the woods where William Tyrell was from or was found missing. Okay, whoever did this either had pigeons that were trained or did some sort of work with birds, either an aviary, or they were interested in birds, or they were all about keeping birds in cages, or something to do with birds. Bred a particular kind of bird. So weird, so weird. I hope it's not echoing that badly now because I got that door cracked open a little bit. I'm going to do that, okay? Some more maybe. Okay, hang on guys. Oh my god, what now? Why I got myself in? Okay. I don't know what I was doing over there. I thought I was unlocking the door, but apparently I was locking it. Okay. See, I'm getting distracted. It's so weird. I shouldn't be getting distracted. And if you hear a lot of traffic noise, it's because I got my balcony door a little cracked open. And please don't complain about it because I really can't help it, okay? It's to avoid the echo. I have to keep it a little bit open. Water, Taurus, Aquarius. So we have Aquarius and the Star card. The Star card is ruled by Aquarius. The Moon and Water, okay? And then we have Taurus here, which doesn't necessarily rule the Empress, but the Empress is ruled by Venus, which is all the earthly things and the beauty and all that stuff. And Taurus is an earth sign too. Why are we even talking about this case? Why is this case still open? I am feeling that this case is actually resolved in the sense that the police or the law enforcement know or have their suspicions. So he was in his house or on the property, inside or outside, I don't know, maybe outside playing around, like I'm sure kids usually play around on the outside, right, in the garden or whatever. So that's where I feel he was picked up from. There is a woman involved in this case. There is a woman involved, for sure. There is a young boy, actually I take that back, hang on. Hang on, okay. Ooh, okay, my gosh. Calm down, okay. Alright, y'all. There is a woman involved, okay? A young woman, alright? What I mean by young woman is she couldn't be any more than 35 years. That is really pushing it, like that's like really pushing it, okay? She is involved, okay? She knows what happened to this child. Okay? They should have secured the property or kept it like secure, but they didn't, and that's how he got picked up right from his house. Like literally, like somebody came onto the property and picked him up and went. Okay? It was literally grab and go. Now, there is a young age. So I would say anywhere between 9 to, say, not even 9, maybe 11. Yeah, it could be 9, but I'd say 11 to 17 years of age. They are two little kids. Two young kids. Should I say 9 or should I say 11? I think I'm going to say couldn't be any younger than 9, but between 11 and 17. Who heard something. Okay? Okay. This young lady who knows what happened, either she is an accomplice or she knows a perpetrator directly. I'm going to go to the extent of saying she's an accomplice. In the sense she may not have actively participated in picking up this child, but she is responsible for his demise. And yes, I do sense that William Tyrell is no more with us. He has passed. They're two young kids. I'm going to go like Jack. I'm getting Jacks. So I'm going to go and say like, yes, they're two young boys. No younger than 9 years, but I want to say between the ages of 11 and 17. And 17 is also really pushing it. Yeah, 17 is pushing it. 9 to 13 or whatever, that kind of an age group, that they heard something. And they were like looking at each other and they were going, what was that? And then they got scared because they were threatened. So, and then here I see there is a little bit of fighting between this lady and the perpetrator. They look like they're couples. They are a couple. But the perpetrator is a slightly older person than this young lady, okay? So again, the lady, I don't think she's no more than 35 years, but I want to say early to mid 20s, like that's like, and this fellow is a little bit older than her. There was a love connection there. There was that thing about, material. Okay, why are we even talking? See, this is what my guides are telling me. They're like, stop talking about this case. And as I say that, my computer screen kind of blacks out. I know the power is on. That is so weird. I'm a little taken aback by the fact that this case is still open, y'all, because I feel like for sure that the government, the police, whoever, I'm going to confirm it. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to confirm this because I feel like this individual. This is ridiculous. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. Why are we talking about this case? Why is it? I wouldn't be surprised if the person responsible for this case is already in prison. I wouldn't be surprised if this person responsible for the case is already in prison, but for something else. But I feel like there are very strong suspicions about this individual. This individual is a pedophile. Here, slam down. Okay, this individual who is responsible for William Tyrell, I am not surprised at all, and I am not going to hesitate to say he is already in jail, but for some other unrelated charges. Law enforcement has their suspicions, but for some reason they are unable to pin him. Okay, there is I see the three of pentacles here, and the three of pentacles over here is telling me, yeah, you know what, teamwork, collaboration. So the young lady and the fellow have collaborated with each other. Okay, and there is another female who is involved, but I want to say she is of the same age, if not older, than the perpetrator's lover. Let's just call her the lover. This lady, who's probably the same age, if not a tad bit older than the perpetrator's lover, is a dark-haired female. She is definitely, she has been threatened. So somebody must have said, like, or I wouldn't be surprised if this lady is the mother of those two little kids, and the kids heard something, and these people threatened and said, you better keep your mouth shut or else. So they kind of kept their mouth shut. These kids have been playing around, okay, some board game or chess game when they heard this, okay, and then they actually confronted the perpetrator's lover and say, what did you just say? And she actually told them. Why in God's world would she tell these two kids? Like, why? Because you have the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups, sometimes it is a card that symbolizes addiction, alcoholism, uncontrolled emotions. So maybe she did have some addictions, and in that moment of high, she kind of like, well, you know how they say when you are under the influence of some substance, I don't know what specific substance, don't ask me that, I just, what they say, as in what I see, that they have this false sense of bravado, like they're invincible and this and that and all that, and she just blurted it out and then realized, and then she's like, shoot. But these two little kids were playing some kind of a board game, or I see them sitting on, you know how these little kids, they sit on the ground and then they have the table and they're kneeling down and playing some games with their cards or the board game or whatever. That's the scenario I'm seeing these two kids. Definitely this couple, the perpetrator and his lover, have definitely threatened the mother of those two kids. It was just so bizarre. And then I see the Knight of Swords here, followed by the Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay. So the Eight of Cups in reverse, Eight of Cups basically is moving forward, abandoning something and moving forward, right? But in the reverse, it's like, no, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to kind of stay stuck here, stay put here. And then I have the Five of Cups. Again, the Five of Cups is indicating this dark-haired lady. She is very, very concerned. Were there more children involved? I don't know. But she is very, very concerned about the two kids, about the two cups that are standing upright. She's really concerned for them. And now this fool, this ding-dong, yeah, that's the word I use, this ding-dong, he is sitting, okay, this individual, y'all, I'm telling you, is a pedophile. Slam dunk, he is a pedophile. He is like just, you know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's still alive, and I'm saying he's in prison. When he kicks the bucket, they should take out his brains and they should do some research. They really should. I think science needs to do that, and science needs to know what's going on with these people and their brains. Because this one is like, he doesn't give a flip. He's like very carnal, very like, and his love interest, she knew he's a pedophile. She knows he's a pedophile, and she's okay with it too. This guy is like so like, okay, so I'm going to go out and say this. Being a sex addict and being a nymphomaniac is like, let's just, for the lack of a better term, say level 1 and level 2. This idiot is on a different level. Okay, he's probably a level 4 or a 5. I mean, I don't know how many levels, but I'm just using that those words to kind of explain. This one is on a completely different level. He's like, I don't care, like whatever it is, if I want to have some, I'm going to make sure I get some. But he is a pedophile. Now, with not the page, the Knight of Swords, he has snatched kids from their properties before. He has. I'm also seeing that this fellow is very emboldened, very bold, very couldn't care less, very bold. He is sitting now in prison and he's going, you know what? You really think you can get me? Okay, bring it, we'll see. That's his attitude. That's his attitude. And that's scary because you know these guys, like, they have nothing to lose. So they're like, you know, he has absolutely gone into properties. He has gone into homes, abused the kids and got out of the home while the rest of the family was sleeping. This guy is freaking crazy, psycho. How do people like this even exist? Like how? Yep. Actually, let me move that up there. Yes, somebody has been threatened. Somebody has definitely been threatened. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's take it back. So there is an older female here who, I don't know how she's related to this case. I definitely get the very maternal energy from her, about her. I don't think she's alive anymore. She was somehow related to this child, this William Tyrell child. Maybe the mother, no, can be because she's older, right? She must be the grandmother or the aunt or grand aunt or something like that. She was like completely shattered. She was like she took it very hard. I don't know why, but she took it very, very hard. I don't know who this lady is though. She's a slightly older lady, very, very hard. Then I see the, what is this? The Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, so with the Two of Cups in reverse, I feel like that this relationship could have kind of, okay, back up. Let's back up. Alright. There are three main characters. The perpetrator, who's this, you know, the words, use your words, right? I'm not going to say it because we're on YouTube, but this ding dong, okay? That's as much foul language as I'm going to use, okay? So he's one, okay? The other one is his love interest, okay? And the third one is this dark-haired lady, okay? Who I said is the mother of those two little kids. Where did that card go? I don't know where it went. Those two little kids who overheard this conversation while they were sitting around playing a board game or something. I mean, yeah, this shows a Ouija board, but it's not. They were not playing Ouija board. They were just playing some board games. Okay, and they overheard this conversation or overheard something. This fool, this dark-haired fool. The perpetrator's girlfriend, mistress, whatever. She must have been high on something, and she must have been babbling, or that being very pompous, like, sitting and smoking, and yeah, I know. You can visualize, right? So she just blurted it out. I don't know why she would tell it to these kids, but she did. And then she threatened them that if they told anybody, they were going to hurt her mom, their mom. Now, why is that mom coming into the picture? There is a relationship between the boys, those two kids, right? Their mother, the perpetrator, and the perpetrator's girlfriend. There is a relationship over there. Between the three of them, there are ties. There are ties. They have definitely threatened this dark-haired lady, and the perpetrator's girlfriend has also tried to, either she overdosed or tried to commit suicide. That she's gotten super emotional and super lost it and super went crazy and just like break down, and she either overdosed purposefully or she tried to commit suicide. One way or the other, she has definitely tried it. Okay, and then we have the 10, which is the wheel of fortune, right? It's Jupiter, it's power, it's movement, it's fortune, and that is falling right. Okay, this is how these 3 cards came up. Okay, hope you can see. Okay, top first one, below that, and this below this. Okay, so this ding dong who's sitting in prison has snatched William Tyrell from his property. He has gone into people's home, literally climbed through windows, y'all, climbed through windows, molested the kids, okay, and left. Okay, there have been a couple of cases where the kids I can see him literally like doing this, and also maybe putting something, what is it called, some kind of a chloroform type of thing, so that the kids pass out, and he has sexually molested the kids, and he has crawled out of the window, and the kids wake up next day in the morning not understanding what happened, why, because they are out of it, and they go crying to the mother and whatever and the father, and they are not understanding, oh, you had a bad dream, it's okay. There have been a couple of cases where that has happened, and the kids also don't really comprehend what happened to them, because they were like knocked out, and that age, it's like you don't know if it's a dream or you don't know what it is. You know what I mean? It's like we don't know. And funnily enough, the parents would never have suspected sexual molestation or a molester coming into their home and molesting the kids while they were asleep. So therefore they would not have taken the kids to the doctor and said, let's do a swab test, whatever those tests are called. And if they had done it, they would have this, I'm getting so mad. They would have his DNA, and they would be able to link it to those cases at least. Oh my God, y'all, I'm getting so angry right now. It's not even funny. It's like overwhelming. Like I just want to get up and smack somebody. I mean, seriously. Oh my goodness. I mean, that anger, that I can't explain it, y'all. And nothing happened to me today to say that, I'm thinking about something and all of a sudden I'm losing it and going crazy or whatever. No, it's been a very normal day. But the energy, there's so much anger. I just cannot express it. I don't know why. Anyhow, moving on. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it. And then we have the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, which is the power, the movement, just Jupiterian energy, very powerful. This Fool is feeling very invincible. This Fool has bragged about it in prison or jail, whatever they call it in Australia, I don't know. I actually don't know the difference between prison and jail. What is it though? Yeah, I should know, right? But hey, anyway, they're behind bars. Let's just put it that way, right? He's bragged about it. He has bragged about it, but people haven't taken, that's what I don't get, y'all. That's what I don't get. And it's so annoying and it's so disappointing, and it's like, I understand there are a lot of crazy people for their 2 minutes or 60 seconds of fame. They will say and do anything that they want. But if an idiot, okay, ding dong, I won't use any more stronger words. If somebody like this is sitting in prison and bragging about it, I would think that they qualify to be investigated, right? Because clearly they're criminals, therefore they're sitting behind bars anyway, so what's to say they really haven't done it? I'd want to take them more seriously than somebody right out of the bat is like, hey, you know what, I did this. I say, okay, dude, chances are you're high on something. You know what I mean, right? I'm not discrediting the stranger on the street who says, I did this or I did that. I'm not saying that could not be. But if you're already in prison for something and you go around bragging like this, I'll say, investigate the heck out of him. Because he is a criminal. That's already been established. What's to say he hasn't done this? Yeah, there have been cases where criminals have tried to kind of churn stories out just to get their 2 seconds of fame and for whatever other reason. But I'm surprised that they haven't researched into this guy, and he is so annoying to me right now. I can't even explain it. It is so ridiculous. Let me move I'm not putting away these cards. Where is this anger coming from? Good Lord, where? Where is that anger coming from? He is so confident that he's sitting pretty, And what? So, okay, I did. So, what do you want to do about it? That's his attitude. Oh my God, this guy would give me the creeps. Here's what I'm going to say. If I were to cross paths with him on the street, I wouldn't know who the heck he is. Let's say we're just walking on the streets. I'm going this way, he's coming this way, and I turn and look at him. That fraction of a second of eye contact, I'd want to go home and take a shower. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay. Yes, y'all. There is definitely a tie between the three of them. Three pops up, 3 of Pentacles. And Queen of Wands, 3 of Pentacles and Queen of Wands. Woo! And then we have the Tower card, okay? And the Fool. Okay. Somebody has investigated this fellow. Somebody in law enforcement has investigated this fellow. The perpetrator, be it him or be it whoever, his name is in the little book. Okay? But for some reason it has stalled. There is a police officer who has investigated this lead, who is pretty sure it is this lead. The investigator has also done some research on his own time, unofficially, okay? And then the Queen of Wands has found out about it and called him and said, what do you think you're doing? You know that's illegal. You know you're not supposed to do that. Why can't you do things by the book? Now, this Queen of Wands may not necessarily be a female. It's a leader or a boss or a supervisor, but who is also very compassionate, not that Aryan type of war, fight, bold, have at it, and, just like one of those leaders who's like very aggressive. This one is not super aggressive like that, but gets the job done, don't get me wrong. But this one also knows how to use compassion and how to tactfully speak to his staff and his downlines to get them to work at the best. You know how some bosses are like in your face, they don't care, they just want it done. This one is not like that. He cares about his team and his staff. So he's called this guy and said, what the heck are you doing, kid? Like, why are you like doing this? You know it's not legal, you know it's not safe, it's against the norm, it's against our rules and regulations and the way we function. You are not supposed. Why couldn't you have done that interview? Or why couldn't you have got that information in a legal way? Like, why did you have to do it illegally? And what I mean by illegally is the police inspector or officer investigator, he didn't do anything criminal illegally, but he recorded, I feel he has recorded some conversations or snooped around and found some things, like, it's like, hey, you know what, I just want to come and visit with you. Is it okay if we kind of chat? And like you see in the movies, he says, can I have a glass of water? And the person goes into the kitchen to get some water and come out, and by then this guy is snooping around the room, how we see in the movies. I wouldn't be surprised if this police officer, inspector, detective has actually used that. So that's what they're saying, that hey, you're not supposed to do that. Get a proper search warrant and go at them. Why did you have to do that? Because somebody came and it's like, oh my God, I feel violated, whatever, and I'm like, whatever. But then this detective is saying, but look, I got this information, and then the supervisor is saying, you can't use it because that wasn't gathered in the proper way by the proper channels. Enough of that. Then we have the Tower card, right? And we know the Tower card is Martian energy, is disillusion of partnership and structures in home and life and all that good stuff. So the Tower card is popping up right under the series of cards for the relationship, for the mistress or the lover or the love interest of this ding dong fellow who's sitting in prison. I think her relationship with this fellow is kind of broke. It's like it doesn't exist anymore. Okay, but there's a lot of darkness over there. This oh my goodness, here's what's going on, y'all. This love interest lady, she is now kind of for some reason gotten so emboldened that she's threatened this guy and saying, I'm going to go to the cops and tell them you did it. And he's saying, okay, fine, go do it. See if I care. And then she's like, oh shoot, what good is it going to do? Nothing. Because I'm the one who's going to end up looking like a fool, because she's got the fool card over here. I'm the one who's going to end up looking like a fool, so screw it, I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. Oh, yeah. Y'all, this person, this perpetrator, they have him, his name is there in the book, somewhere in the records. I don't know why they are not taking action. Like, why? Sweet kid. I mean, the energy I get from him, like I said, let me get an energy card for him. Let me get an energy card for this sweet child. Oh my God, so innocent. Like, it's such a baby. Is a baby, for God's sake. Was this kid like, the card I'm getting is banished, so was this kid like adopted out or something? Camera? Can you? No, okay, be that way then. See if I care, camera. You do your thing, camera, and I will do my thing here, okay? Alright. Ooh, come on, baby. Okay. Oh, dang it. There's another female child involved. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this little William fellow, the little baby, the sweet angel, he was probably adopted out. Okay? He has a female sibling. I'm going to say older than him because she doesn't come across as being younger than him. She was very protective about this child. Very courageous also. She was a little bit, because she's a little older, right? So she's a little bolder as well. And then there was a lot of patience here. It took a lot of courage by the biological mother to give up these two children. Yes, they are siblings. It took a lot of courage. And whoever adopted these two kids had a lot of courage, also had a lot of patience, did show these kids, there are a lot of cases, as we've seen, where adoptive parents do not treat, or foster parents do not treat kids right. But these parents, whoever adopted these kids or fostered them, I don't know whether it's adoption or foster, I think it's adoption. They had a lot of patience with these kids, they showed a lot of strength, a lot of courage, they knew how to handle these kids, they nurtured these kids. But there's something missing. There is something missing. I'm not buying that that's the whole story. There's something missing there. Right? We'll see. Something missing, because they're patient, they're courageous, they're nurturing, they're loving, they're strong, they're giving the kids what they need, but something is missing. Adopting these two kids ruined the relationship Adopting these two kids somehow dented or ruined the relationship of the adoptive parents or whoever with each other. Some dynamic between that family, the adults there, changed after these two kids came into their lives. It's not the kids' fault. Something within their own relationship dynamics. There was definitely some money involved, and let me say this clearly. What I mean by saying money involved is nobody sold nobody and nobody bought nobody. That's not what I'm saying. The two adoptive parents were definitely financially assisted in some way or compensated in some way, shape or form to take care of these two kids. Could it have been from the government agencies? Possibly. But when I talk about compensation, they were compensated a little more than they would normally for due to whatever regulations or loopholes or whatever, I don't know. So I hate to say this, and I'm not saying this in any way to diss the adoptive parents, but they kind of came out looking a little nicer with the monthly expenses. You know what I mean? They really didn't have to spend all of that on these two kids. They were able to put away some. Then I have the devil in reverse. The devil is a Capricorn energy, and it's the devil in reverse. It's all about that negative energies. One of the adoptive parents or some adult who was responsible had some kind of addictions and was able to overcome those addictions after or soon after or just around the time that these two, or maybe just before these two were brought into their lives. And their addictions was not that well known by even the other member of the family. So two individuals. So one had some addictions, the other one wasn't quite aware of it. It was all like kept closely guarded secret. And then when these two kids came on board, that individual was able to overcome their addictions. Or addiction, I should say, not addictions, addiction. Could be as simple as smoking, could be as simple as, no addiction is simple, could be gambling, smoking, alcohol, whatever, I don't know. Or could be just overeating, addictive to foods as well, right? I'm just so like, why aren't these police people doing anything about it? Okay, Venus and Mars, wow, very strong. Venus, Mars and Scorpio, wow, passions running high. And Libra, unable to find balance. And then we have the air card and Uranus. All right, this is have 9, Gemini and Pluto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. Venus and Mars, very strong signs together. Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars. Then we have Libra. Okay, and the Libra card, Libra is ruled by Venus, so we have Venus and Libra here. Then we have the air card and we have Uranus, and Uranus rules Aquarius. These are some strong energies. These are some strong energies. And these energies are telling me that for sure the perpetrator's name is in the list. They have considered him, but they kind of disregarded it. How did they overlook that name? Only one person after 9 years of this case, right? One person after 9 years of this case is going to reopen it because of this one person's perseverance, and he's going to do it on his own, and the evidence will be there. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is that particular police officer or detective who's in the interim period of time just going to wave bye-bye to the police department and go off on his own, and then he is going to do this research and investigate, become a private investigator. I don't know what the rules are in Australia, and he's going to do it on his own. And at that time, because he's going to have a little bit more freedom, yes, there's a downside to it. There's a lot you can do as a police person, and there's a lot you can do as a PI, and vice versa. And again, there's some limitations, right? So he is going to 9 years from when the child went missing. So I don't know when the child went missing. I don't think it's been 9 years. Has it been 9 years? I don't know what she said in the notes. I mean, in her comment. Was it 9 years? I don't think so. But anyhow, 9 years is what I'm saying. And he is going to bring this case out. Now, I'll tell you something about this police officer. Smart dude, very astute. Either Gemini rising, Gemini sun sign, moon sign, or ascendant. He's got some Gemini-ness in his chart. That's why he's able to very slickly, like Mercury, kind of do all of that and extract information. He's got the gift of the gab. Okay? And he also has Uranus somewhere in his chart, very, very strong, which is what gives him the ability to make sudden, quick changes and decisions so suddenly that it catches people off guard and puts them in a shaky position, and because of that he's able to extract real information and use that against them. This guy has a gift of the gab, really does. I would love to meet this guy. I would really love to meet this guy, whoever this detective or a PI is, I mean police officer or whatever. He's a cool dude. He is a cool dude. Oh my goodness. That energy, that anger energy is again popping up. It's like, why? Whoop. Stop. Okay. What do we have? The High Priestess, we have the Three of Swords, we have the Knave of Chalices, and the Moon card. See, that's another thing. This 333 keeps popping up. I don't know why. Knave of Chalices and the Moon card. The High Priestess, okay. Who is this High Priestess? Something is still a little hidden. Definitely still a little hidden. There is one of these individuals is going to have a surgery for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the perpetrator. Okay, and then you have the Knave of Chalices or the Page of Cups. Okay, there's a young figure over here who is the one who's going to bring forth some information. Knave of Chalices, it's a female who's going to bring forth some information that is going to make the perpetrator and his love interest try to run away, but they are being hounded. They are going to be, this perpetrator is going to make an attempt to escape prison if he hasn't already tried. He's going to try to make an attempt to escape. He's going to try to make an attempt to go overseas, like false passport and all that bull crap, and trying to get away. I know how he's going to do it, because it's not that easy getting away. It's not like you can get in a car and cross roads and and just drive into another country, right? I mean, with Australia being geographically an island continent type of thing, right? So I don't know where this fool thinks he's going to run to, but he's definitely, but there are people who are hounding him. Somebody's hot on his trail. Somebody's hot, but he doesn't give a flip too. He's like, what are you going to do? That's his attitude. Okay, moving on. So we have the Nine of Wands. It is running, looking for a way, trying to find a way out of prison. He's going to escape for sure. And then we have the Two, right? And this card, the Two of Wands, and it talks about travel plans. This fool is definitely going to make an attempt to run away or run out of prison. And then you have the Two of Swords, which is in the reverse like this, right? Upright, it's multitasking, weighing the pros and cons and the choices. You have many options. With this, you don't have too many options. So even though he's going to make an attempt to break out of prison and try to run away and travel overseas, definitely overseas, he doesn't have many options. And then you have the Five of Swords, right? With the Five of Swords, right, it's violence and abusive relationship, theft and bullies and what have yous, and it is in the reverse. So he is in a very susceptible situation. He is in a very weak situation. He's no more the bully. He's no more when he does break out of prison and he fails, he is no more going to have that false sense of bravado and that attitude. It's like almost like the energy is diffused out of him. It's like his tires have been deflated. One child has watched this. One child. I'm going to say that remember I said that this William Tyrell had a sibling, has a sibling or whatever. I think she kind of saw something, but she isn't sure. Like if you were to go back and ask her now, she couldn't tell you. But at that moment, I think from the corner of her eye, she kind of saw something, saw somebody like whoosh past like that. But she didn't think nothing of it then. And if you go back and ask her now, as much as you try to jog her memory, I don't think she'd be able to recollect that, which is really, really sad. I mean, think about it, how she must feel, poor thing. And happy kids. Happy kids. Jesus, did I mix up my cards already? What's wrong with me? No, I did not. Oh, good. It was just those two. Yeah, so happy kids. Dang. I'm going to use my other deck right now. I think I know why I'm getting so annoyed and so pissed. The frustration that this should have been resolved. This case is technically resolved, on paper. But they haven't been able to go pick up the fool, the ding dong, whoever the ding dong is. Let's just put it that way. I see this police officer having a great argument with the supervisor, maybe a moderator or somebody regarding his work, like HR type of thing, having this argument. But why won't you people let me do this? I mean, like, why? That frustration is there. It's just like, he's like so frustrated. Cool dude though. I tip my hat off to him. I'm like, dude, like if it's me, I'll be like, heck man, you do what you need to bring these people to justice. Okay? Yeah, I'm not condoning going against the law. That's not what I'm saying. But come on, you know, sometimes it's like, okay, let's put it this way. I should be careful what I'm saying, right? I'm not condoning break the law. I'm not condoning go and do something that's against the law, go and do anything illegal. I'm not condoning, I never have and never will. But 50 shades of gray, right? So there's, why did that pop into my head? Well, there's a black and a white and there's a gray area, right? So if you have to be in that gray area and use that gray area to kind of find some information that's going to benefit the case and you know, that sort of thing, I'd be like, heck man, let's do it, let's go, because you're not technically doing anything illegal. But they kind of have put the clamps on him because he's a little bit bold and brazen and like, he's one of those guys who's like, I don't know whether I should use the word macho, not like that, but he's like very bold and he's like very dedicated and I want to do the right thing, I want to get these cases resolved. He's like unstoppable, a dog with a bone, like when he latches onto something, right? And a lot of people in his department, in his work area, are a little intimidated by him. Actually, they are. It will be resolved. This case is definitely going to be resolved. Definitely. It has technically been resolved already. Like seriously, it has been resolved. I mean, the perpetrator's name is right there somewhere in their books, in their notes, in their records. It's just that they have to seriously get things together to kind of actually pursue it and go for it. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to just say this. Certain people in law enforcement, at that time or now, I'm not going to say. Please know that I say it respectfully. I do have a lot of appreciation and respect for you guys in law enforcement. You'll do an awesome job. Thank you for keeping us safe. But in the same vein, I will also say that there have been a lot of people in law enforcement who have dropped the ball, correct? Every profession, there are those who bring a bad name to it, correct? Correct, okay. But in this case, I'm going to directly say to the law enforcement, please grow a set and do something, okay? Grow a set and do it. Because, and as I say that, my computer's blinking here. You can do it. Come on, you guys. You can do it. What in God's world are you all hesitating about? It's right there. Grow a set. I can just imagine. Jeez, I got to hush sometimes myself. I'm just already imagining the comments I'm going to get for what I just said. Oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay. I'm wondering if I lit the fire under my seat myself for that. But hey, you know me, I call it the way I see it. Law enforcement has fallen into deception and they have made a couple of bad decisions regarding the case, and then we have battles and setbacks. This is battles and setbacks. No more battles and setbacks. Law enforcement, the coast is clear. Do your job, get it done. You know you can. Happy family, which basically means now they are a team. The team is coming together if they already haven't just been put together. But they are lacking a strong leader. Perseverance, long haul, possible travel, work opportunities. What this means is this team they will have to go back and travel back in time for this case, not physically travel, but travel back in time. They have to have perseverance. It's a long haul, and there are definitely opportunities. Go back and open the files. You will definitely find opportunities or missed connections info. Okay. The young man, the police officer or whatever, he's a bit of a rebel. And he has to be careful. There are a couple of people who are not too happy with him because they're intimidated by him. I'm going to take these two, but not this. Actually, I just might here. There are some obstacles and stone walls. And there is going to be careful with the news, because it is a news that you're going to get as a gift. Inside information, keep it to yourself. Okay? I'm talking up to the investigator. You're going to have some obstacles because there is one person around you, or the couple of people around you, who are going to fight you simply because they could be envious, they could be jealous of your position and how much bravado you have and the guts you have and the family jewels that you have to be able to go forth with it and do it, and you're so bold and you're like, I'm going to do it, like, right? You're not afraid. So they are a bit envious about this, and so they're going to try to put up stone blocks or stone walls or obstacles. You're also going to get some information, okay? You're going to get some information, but keep that information to yourself, because if that information gets out, it's going to muddy the case again. The good news is going to come from a young girl or a young boy. Okay, then you have don't be impatient. You have to have steadiness and consistency. There are going to be some arguments and stubbornness and quarrels. Watch your temper. I'm talking to the investigator, the officer. Listen, you are one of those man's man type of people, right? So watch your temper. I mean, don't get frustrated, because it's like not everybody can run at your pace, right? Not everybody can keep pace with you, right? Not everybody's mind works with you. So hold your horses there, okay? And then we have, there are going to be some unexpected meetings, and there are going to be some unexpected happiness that comes from this meeting. What I mean by that is some good news that's going to really make you happy. But be careful. Just when you think that everything is going clear and all that, there could be a possible jinx. So just measure your approach, measure your passions, control. I wouldn't say control, measure. I'm using the word measure. So your approach, your balance, your thoughts, your work, your attitude, your words, everything have to be very measured. Okay, so you don't come across as being overly aggressive, you don't come across as being overly passionate, you're just very measured, go in with that approach. And then you will have some, watch your back, man, watch your back. There's a little bit of field of brambles. Okay, there is an older male, Father Judge General, an older male who is going, wow, look at that. An older male is going to support you. An older male is going... Okay, here's the thing. This is so weird. We are reading for William Tyrell, the little child who's no more than 4 years, maybe 3.5 years, right? But the energy I'm getting here so strongly now is for the officer. That's the energy I'm getting. This guy, whoever this investigator, this officer is, my goodness, his energy is so strong. So that's why he's coming up, and I can't block it. If that's the energy that's coming forth, that's the energy that's coming forth, and I read the cards the way they want me to read it. So he is going to have a father figure, a judge or a general. You know what I mean by that is somebody who's older than him, more mature than him, could be just recently retired, could literally be his father, could be a judge, could be somebody higher up in the police department that has taken a liking to him because they see themselves in him. and they are going to be kind of his mentor. I wouldn't be surprised if this police officer, this investigator, at some point in time is rewarded or gets some accolades for his job. His energy is so strong, so strong. But I'm not getting any energy or anything from the family except his sister a little bit. Poor thing, man. I wish he could go back in memory and try to jog a memory and find that missing link. Ay, caramba. Daydreams, peace, contentment, relative idleness. Yeah, she is that young child. Loss of innocence. She's had to grow up very fast. She's had to grow up very fast. There are footprints. There is a clear trail, footprints from around the area where the young boy was taken from, but I don't think they paid attention to it because that particular road or street or path or whatever, a lot of people walk up and down. So there are a lot of footprints. So therefore, this perpetrator's footprints kind of got mixed up in that, and they couldn't separate it. This perpetrator has picked up this child, literally y'all, literally this perpetrator has picked up this child, literally held the child and walked down the path, and people have seen, but they didn't realize what was going on. They thought another adult walking down the street with a child. But I don't know why the child didn't struggle, because usually when a stranger picks up the child's instinct is to kind of squirm and struggle, right? I don't know why. Again, birds. There's a lot of birds around there, a lot of chirpy birds, a lot of flocks of birds, a lot of noise, a lot of trees maybe. It's maybe a tree-lined path, a lot of birds. This something to do with birds is so prominent. Either somebody breeds birds, shows birds, has birds, or hunts birds, something to do with birds, or trains birds, right? Or paints birds, I don't know. They also are somehow involved, or they might have seen something. So for example, you're sitting here, you're looking out your window, all the greenery and birds, and then you're painting something and looking and painting, and you see this individual walk by with this child and you didn't think nothing of it. That's a possibility too. So that's what I'm going to say. Oh, this card just wanted to pop up. We'll take it. I was just going to say I'm going to end this reading. So the officer, I'm going to say, you're on the right path to success. You're making good decisions now. You're on the right path to success. I say go for it, officer. I'm rooting for you. I am rooting for you, man. Go get him. Go get him, Tiger. That sounds weird, didn't it? Almost creepy. Gosh. Y'all must think I'm crazy, y'all. Oh my goodness. Pluto. Wars, very Martian energy, very, very Martian energy. See, every time I say that, this thing goes dark on me. Why? Martian energy, very, very cool, strong, like, and it's all about regeneration. This case is going to be regenerated. It's going to be Aquarius. Here we go again. Sudden changes. I'm telling you, Saturn pops up now, and Jupiter, I'm going to literally have a conniption. Fire. Okay. And Pisces. Okay, so Pisces is again ruled by Neptune. So we have the fire card. Action, action, action. Sudden changes. Case is going to be re-energized, reopened, regeneration. Mars, it's a very, very strong Plutonian and Martian energy, very strong energy, taking action, time for action. And then you have Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. So what do you know? You have all the big boys over here. Pluto, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, then the fire card, right? And then you have the Pisces card, which is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. I mean, you can't ask for any more of the big boys than these guys who popped up right here. I don't know when this child was reported missing, but I am saying 9 years, either 9 years from the day he was reported missing. I'm not going to say 9 years from now, it's not that far out. I have a feeling 9 years from the day he was reported missing, the case was resolved on paper, or if it wasn't, then if it is still within the 9 years, then in 9 years the case will be resolved from the day it happened. So I'm going to stop with that, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I thank the lady who asked for this reading. I think you had asked me a couple of times and I kind of didn't get to it. I'm getting to all these requests now, one by one. I'm going to do. I don't even know where my book is. I've written it down in my little diary, and as I'm doing them, I'm checking them off. One more thing I want to say is Oren and Orson West. Somebody had made an observation that I said Wells, and they corrected me and they said their name is West. As soon as I said Wells, I realized, and then the immediate thing that came to my mind was Indian Wells. And I think Indian Wells is the name of a place in California somewhere. I think it's in the high desert area. So I think I commented to that effect, something's in my eye, to that effect too on the channel, on the video that I had done that reading. I also saw a comment from somebody who had said that she had a strange feeling that the kids were in Germany. There's something very interesting I have to share with you all. And I responded to her comment too. There are a lot of times where, let's say I'm just going about my daily activities, right, doing whatever I do, I get this sudden urge or this push to go and pull some cards, like just some random thought, and I have to go draw cards. The day I did what's the reading, Orson and Oren West, that night I just had this weird thing. So I came and I did a own kind of, for my own information type of a little spread. I use another method, which is part astrology, part astronomy, part numerology, whatever. It's called cartography. It's very accurate, okay, and it's also let me rephrase that, it's scary accurate. And I had done, like, just for my own confirmation, sometimes you see me ask the same question 3 times over just to make sure I'm not influencing subconsciously influencing the outcome of the cards and that sort of thing, right? Just to be totally transparent and upfront. When I do cartography, for the most part, I do it a couple, 2-3 times just to make sure that I'm not making any mistakes in calculations, because like I have said, astrology is never wrong, numerology is never wrong, astronomy is never wrong, but it's science, it's math. So we as human beings, if we make a mistake, then it's all wrong, right? But astrology, astronomy, and math per se is not wrong, ever. But we as people, our interpretations, we could make errors, human errors. And we are human beings, we can make errors. So I'm very particular when I do that, just to eliminate errors, because here I'll be doing 2 + 2 is 5, and I tell my client, hey, it's 5, it's not 4, it's 5, and they go off, and emotionally, how they react to things, and then 1 week later I'm sitting here and say, oh no, 2 + 2 is 4, it's really not 5. I mean, come on, you can't do stuff like that. You can't be playing around with people's emotions like that. That's BS. I mean, that's not being a responsible person, and that's not being somebody who's taking things seriously. So I always do it. I work it so many times just to make sure there are not that I'm second guessing myself, that's not the case, but just to eliminate errors. That's just me. I mean, I'm pretty anal that way. I just make sure I do it a couple of times, and then I'll be like, okay, here you go. I did cartography, and 4 out of 6 times I got Germany. Now, are the boys in Germany? Or how is Germany incorporated or involved in this, in their case? Remember, I'm talking about Oren and Orson, not about William Tyrell. There is a possibility that the people involved are from Germany or came from Germany or are of German descent or speak German fluently. There is a possibility the wealthy couple could be of German descent or Germans per se. Now, let me preface this statement. Let me say clearly, please don't go off, ranting and raving about Germans. I'm not in any way saying they're bad or this or that or anything like that. I'm purely saying when I did the cartography thingy, what popped up. Okay, so people, common sense, use common sense, right? Because we all know they're the psychos who go off and, oh, she said Germans, so now all Germans are bad. No, I mean, like, come on, get over yourself, right? That's not it. When I did cartography, that's what popped up. So I'm not saying that the people are criminals. That's not the case. That is not what I'm saying. Let me be very clear. So there is some connection there. Okay? These individuals could be the parents who adopted these two kids, right? And they probably had no idea who these two kids were, right? Because they could have changed their names, they could have changed their birth certificate. Come on, you guys, when you can make fake passports and fake driver's license, you think you can't fake a birth certificate? I mean, seriously, you can't do that. Change their names and all that. How will they know? And another thing I want to say, y'all, is keep in mind these kids are so young. It's very easy for them at that age for their memories to be suppressed and superimposed by newer, fresher memories. There is a reason why kids that young age tend to get kidnapped most often for this market per se. Because it's easier for them, right? They don't have any memories of their childhood and stuff, and they wouldn't even know. And that works out better for these criminals who run this ring or this racket because they won't get ratted out. Then the children, when they grow up 18, 19, 20 years, how many of those kids actually think about, I really want to go find my birth mother, I really want to go find my birth father? Not all of them are interested in going and doing this. Some of them simply because they don't know any better, because the people who adopted them in their mind is their natural parent or are their natural parents, and they're okay with that. So think about all those things, all right? So I don't know how that Germany connection is. I actually am quite curious, because the cartography 4 out of 6 times is like, come on. Now then you will ask, well, Kirtana, what about the other 2 times? The other 2 times I got Belgium, believe it or not. Now, for the most part, a lot of people might say Belgium, Germany, or whatever, right? It's in the same neck of the woods. So there is some strong connection over there. I have no idea what's going on. So I'm going to look into that, and I will do another short reading for them. So I just wanted to make that. And again, this Indian Wells aspect, I don't know why, you guys, that's also sticking very prominently. It's like, Indian Wells, look at me, look at me. So there could be something over there also. So anywho, I'm rambling now. Let me end this video again. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every one of you and your comments. Some of y'all crack me up. I had somebody say, when you do the readings, I find myself answering your questions or talking back, and I was like, it's been known to happen. Comments like that, it's really funny, and I really appreciate it. And we can't always be sad and do sad stuff and depressing stuff. There has to be an element of joy or happiness somewhere, right? So it's nice to see those type of funny comments, because it breaks up the heaviness and the energy around these readings, which can affect all of us. Now, one more thing I want to say before I go is, there are a lot of people who may be sensitives, who are, let's just say, sensitives. I think I had responded to somebody a while back. I said, seriously, or maybe it was one of the personal readings, I said, if you find this energy kind of drawing you down, I kid you not, watch a funny movie, watch a comedy, watch a, how they have those movie video clips of funny dogs or kids doing funny things or something like that. Watch that before you go to bed, and I'll tell you why. our brain waves, right? I mean, it's like you're imprinting your brains with something, information that's a little sad and morose and depressing and heavy. You want to overimpose that or superimpose that with something lighter, because with the memory, I'm not a doctor, y'all, but please, this is my understanding. So whatever is the most recent thing, you tend to replay that in your mind more than what happened a few hours before. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, if you had a bowl of soup 2 hours ago as opposed to had a burger 5 minutes ago, which taste is going to still remain in your mouth, for lack of a better explanation? That sort of a thing. I seriously recommend you all doing that, because it is going to completely lighten your mood, okay? Because this affects so many people on so many different levels, right? So I am also always cognizant of that aspect as to how do these readings affect my viewers, because it does matter to me. I want you all to be in a good frame of mind, in a good place, right? I'm not responsible for your mindset or your thought process or such, because you're all independent adults and make your own decisions. But I do care enough to say that, hey, you know, do this little exercise type of a thing. And you may not, because a lot of people have commented and say, you know, I keep thinking about this case, and not because they've watched my videos. I'm sure they watch everybody else's videos also. It's not that I'm the only one out there who's doing this. And you know, I keep thinking about this case, I can't get over this case, and that sort of stuff, because this is stuck in your head, right? So I recommend that before you go to bed or whatever, just read something stupid, something funny, something totally wacky, you know, that sort of stuff. So at least when you go to bed, you go to bed thinking about the most recent experience you had. Now on that note, I had a lot of requests last year for me to do readings for Kenneth Jenkins. And even recently somebody had commented that said, can you do a reading? Y'all, I am so sorry, I'm not going to do that reading. See, I feel that heaviness. When that case came to be, right, when we all found out about it, I had such a struggle. Oh my goodness. I made the mistake of, well, I didn't know that they were going to put it out on the news, but I saw it on the news and it piqued my curiosity, and I went and I did a reading for myself, just because y'all, that reading was so heavy. That reading, I couldn't shake off that energy for a good 6 months. I am not exaggerating. You sensitive psychics and mediums out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. That heaviness that I'm now getting this chicken skin. I could not for the life of me shake that energy off. So that's when I decided, I'm like, I'm going to stay out of that. I'm not. Because at the end of the day, I need to care for myself too, my mental health and my emotional health, right? I have to take care of myself too, so that I would be able to be more constructive and more, effective in doing all these other cases. So I hope you all understand and appreciate that when I say I can't do something right now, it's not because I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. It's not that. It's just simply because of these energies and that sort of stuff. So again, I'm babbling. I apologize. Thank you so much, every one of you. I really do appreciate all of you and all your comments. Thank you so much. And I will see you again in the next video. Bye for now.